Good evening and welcome to the October meeting of the Preston Community Center Board of Governors. We're now called to order. First order of business is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Next order of business is the approval of the September 12th board action.
So moved.
Oh, minutes first. Minutes first, right?
Minutes and actions.
The minutes.
It's just according to the agenda.
Yeah.
Minutes
Oh,
first.
I'm sorry. I
Minutes first.
thought I did the minutes.
No.
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 The agenda.
That's because I'm not crossing things off. Now, okay, the first order of business, the next order of business is the approval of the September 12th board minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have
And it's a question.
one slight suggestion, because a lot of it was about the conversation that we were having. In the 4th paragraph, it says Dick says it was a thorough study, which it certainly was.
What page are you on, Dick? So
Yeah.
Oh, 3, sorry. And just the wording of the end of that sentence, it says, didn't understand why this theater is not in use so often. Of course, what we found out is that it is in use, but is not apparent. So what I'd like to do is change the word is not so used to appears dark. Because it appears dark even though it is in use. And then follows that.
No problem.
So that's my amendment to.
I move is approved as amended.
I accept that.
You second?
Yeah, it's just, it's friendly, yeah, sure, we're good. Yep.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Next order of business now is the approval of the September 12th board actions.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor? Those
Aye.
opposed? Next order of business is the chair's remarks. I just noticed as I'm saying, Chair, I have had a lisp all my life, and I thought when I fixed my teeth
Yeah.
that it would go away. All of a sudden, I'm finding I'm cotton mouthed again. It's just really strange. Well, the concert was really, really nice that I did on Thursday. And they
Yes.
were really, really happy with me because I sang and then I talked. Because when I sing talk, it gets long and strange. And then my daughter approved of that. She was here. She said that was better. Tonight, the poem is by Maria Parent.
Music accompaniment.
Yes. I don't want to read in that time. It's called On the Cusp of Fruition. Dreams like rivers flow deftly in my mind, offering nothing, with each twist and wind. But unlike the stream, life's course can be led as wants become musts, as passions are fed. As time slips by, as the moments take leave, I'll reach for the stars, hoping to believe that someday I will make just the right turn, bring all that I am and all that I've learned as my dreams unfold, each step to the next, unravels the game, unfolds the complex. Until I am standing now toe to toe with all that I am and all that I know, on the cusp of fruition of all that it seemed, of all that life is, and all that I dreamed.
Nice.
I'm gonna be 80.
Very contemplative. Both gonna be 80.
Yes.
Momentarily.
Any second now. The next order of business is introduction of visitors.
It's interesting, Karen got a call a couple hours ago from somebody who said they were coming, but I guess not.
The rain helped.
The rain stopped, perhaps.
Fair weather next.
I
Yeah.
had a visitor from the concert who came to pick up some of my CDs.
Nice.
Still didn't get the man's name, but whatever. These things. So there's no introduction of visitors and no citizen input. I had suggested to, I got a request from Misha Tamarov, who is going to be the piano soloist with the orchestra in May, I think. Suggesting that we buy a new piano for the community room. And I said, well, first of all, some of the people that are using it need to come in and say that we need one. It can't just be the guest player. So, I don't know, at some point, either Dingwall or David Teller is going to visit us, and we'll have a discussion about the piano. And question, has it been tuned since 2020?
Yes, of course it's been tuned.
time.
It gets tuned by request by the orchestra or the chorale, and it is frequently tuned just as a matter of maintenance.
Yeah, well, this is what I said, and that's why I said they need to come in
Okay.
and talk to us. But this is what I told Misha yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We regularly tune our pianos.
Look, that's,
Yes.
Yes. The next order of business is the committee reports. And that would be the October 3rd, this evening, Finance Committee.
Yeah, so we just had a finance committee meeting just before this meeting. I say just before, but a bit before this meeting. The two main things that we went through, first was the reports from August. And so far, the year-to-date for August, which that means 2 months, because the year starts July 1st.
Yeah.
So far, things are pretty well on track when it comes to where we kind of expect to be on both revenue and expenses. The one thing that is a bit of a mess in the reports currently is that staff are still working through the process of rolling in the new department. And because they're still rolling that in, that means that some of the money is still in cost centers into which they should not ultimately be. So over the next couple of months, we will see things sort of getting fixed in a year-to-date way, so that things will sort of be retroactively fixed, if you will. So we should have a more precise, clear picture for the next time that we look at this stuff in December or January. So that's probably the biggest thing. Just holding on to some money in the natatorium account just until the roof replacement stuff is done. We did get an update on the solar stuff. The new solar bid wants to actually charge us money for the install, which means actually having to think about the return on investment involved with that. And we will have at some point a decision to make about how much are we willing to pay in order to be more green, right? So we can have discussions about that. So we had some discussions about current and potential solar projects here. But those are probably the biggest things.
And the budget.
So I'm sorry, from the
Right.
year to date. And then the second order of business from the Finance Committee was approval of the transmission letter for sending off to the county that has the fiscal year 24 budget. The fiscal committee recommended sending the approval for that here to the board. So we have the next order of business reflects that. So no surprises in that. It's got all the carryover stuff that we knew was coming and the sort of pivots that we had talked about in the public meeting. Probably, you know, one of the big things there is changing the reserve targets, and so that makes a couple things sort of shift around a little bit.
Do I need to sign something?
You will,
Well,
yes,
you will.
I have.
We need to
those.
approve.
I do.
Yeah.
So that's it for the verbal committee report.
I move to approve the report.
A second.
Been moved and second, all those in favor?
I move that we approve the fiscal year 24 budget transmittal memorandum.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Next order of business is the board member input on activities attended since last we met. Dick.
For me, the main thing was the multicultural festival, which was fantastic. The new venue, I felt, worked very well. The single stage kind of meant that the performances were a bigger deal, and they were better. I mean, some of what I saw, at least, I wasn't there the whole afternoon, but it was really good. And it kind of centered it rather than being more spread out like in Lake Ann, where you have things in the parking lot, you know, things going down the lake. So I thought it was great.
Dropped in on the Multicultural Festival. I was very disappointed I had to miss Lee Berry, who is one of my very favorite comic writers. And I had a conflict, couldn't make it. But we got a signature plate. I'm very happy.
Lots of meetings. I did not make it to the multicultural festival. I'm sad, sorry about
You missed Linda dancing too.
that.
He was saying,
Chicago.
go marching in.
I still have the, so I walked into my parents' place right after the multicultural festival, and my mom saw what I was carrying in my hand. She said, "Why are you carrying a white umbrella?" I said, "I don't believe that's the correct term for this." and I turned to my father, and he said, "Parasol." I was like, "Well done, well done, man." So yeah, so it was the multicultural festival was great. It was great walking around in the second line procession with our parasols and. You know, the county executive and various other dignitaries were there, and the South Lakes Choir sang the national anthem, and they did a fabulous job, and Treme was awesome, and it was really good, and I agree with Dick that the setting I thought was really great. I really enjoyed having it all sort of be bounded by sort of 4 buildings, right? It was like on this one block with one stage, and everything sort of fed in there. I really liked the way that it laid out. So I thought that was really good. Frankly, I've been going to a whole lot of marching band stuff. Whole lot of marching band stuff. But then, actually, the other thing, which wasn't an RCC event, but was at RCC, so maybe it sort of counts, was the Core Foundation Gala on Saturday. And so that was, you know, that's been other places. And what I've heard from a bunch of people who attended it was that having it here was like a huge upgrade. That doing it here really made it a much better event. And so it worked out really well. The staff were amazing as usual, and it was just a really good event.
That's terrific.
Oh, and I saw Bev and Menda Ahart there, and several other people. Oh, actually, and Shane.
Shane.
Chatted with Shane quite a bit.
And I saw you off being the politician. I said to Minda, he will speak to everyone. He never sat down.
Oh, I did not sit down, but I
Yes.
tried.
Because I said, you know, he was, yeah. Yeah, the Multicultural Festival, the Core Foundation the other night, and Linda Berry, we have to have her back immediately.
Yay,
From her super fan.
That was so incredible, and you knew it was gonna end because the speaking things are shorter than the other performances, and they're going, no, don't leave. Don't leave. And she told us the silly joke at the end, and we knew it was over, but she was fantastic. And like I said, I had my concert last week for Ollie. Next order of business is the executive director's report.
Okay, so we've been busy in September. I mentioned in Finance Committee tonight that the roof replacement project continues. We're on time. We had a small between $2,000 and $3,000 change order because they found some unknown conditions that had to be addressed. And our security cameras project is almost done. We're waiting for them to finish installing connections that will make it possible for both of our information desks to see the whole array of the camera views so that they can keep their eyes on things. The spa facility in the aquatics venue is open again, and that has been met with nothing but rejoicing on the part of our patrons who missed it. We mentioned the Multicultural Festival in Town Square Park. We're going to stay there next year, but we will probably also use the pavilion stage and do 2 stages and see what that can allow for. It was nice to have a whole slate of fellows to perform. But what we have typically done is sprinkle those artists into the schedule in 2 stages and have local artists interspersed so that we do both the outstanding, lifetime professionals as well as local companies that really enjoy the opportunity. We had a screening of Summer of Soul, which is, if you haven't seen that movie, you must see it. It is insanely great. That's the movie that won the documentary award Oscar for Questlove, who made it, the Roots
That
guy.
most people didn't pay attention to because it came after the slap.
Oh,
He was just giving that award.
It was tough, right. But one of the producers spoke after the film, Brian Green, so that was exciting. We had a record number of participants in the scholarship workshop that we do every fall with Marianne Reagans. Our women-only swim time on the first Saturday of the month continues to attract a nice little crowd of folks who are deeply appreciative. Our aquatics team is going to participate in the South Lakes High School homecoming parade, and they're going to be tossing candy that's wrapped with something that has a QR code on it that will tell people about employment opportunities at RCC, which is very cool. Very proud of our guys down there, the guys and gals and people. We had our fitness team at the network night in September. That's a Chamber of Commerce event with the YMCA hosting, and they got a lot of interest. We have a new concert series in Reston Town Square Park on Thursdays that allows people to sip and stroll and listen to jazz. So that's been very successful. And the silent dance party that was scheduled for Saturday that we rescheduled because of the nasty weather will happen this upcoming Sunday. That should be very entertaining. That's all I can say about that.
My question, are they all hearing the same music?
No, that's why it's
No.
so
That'd be
entertaining.
hysterical.
That's what makes it
No.
so delightful. There are 3 different styles of music that people voted on in August. They get a headset, and they wear their headset, and they pick the style they want to dance to. But nobody
Can hear.
can hear the music except the people who are dancing. I think it's a stitch.
I think it'll be fun.
Somebody should film this.
We have, we'll take a picture. We have We are starting to see wait lists grow again for our popular, our fitness classes and a lot of our other offerings. Bev mentioned her concert. We have developed a launch and distribution plan for the Equity Matters brochure. We did have our youth team assistant at a couple of the back to school nights. They've gotten very restrictive and tight about those. So this was something that we were able to do because of our long-standing relationships with some of our resident schools. We are almost to the testing phase of the new website. Very excited about that. We're in constant recruitment for open positions, and I go to meetings too. That's it.
Okay. Next order of business, is there any extended or continuing business? Anything to not say that word?
I understand.
Is there anything? I have one, oh, no, that's not old.
Oh, man, and then you used it yourself.
That's yes,
right.
I'm allowed. Because I'm old and I forget. Nothing. Next order of business is new business. We would like to appoint Miss Vicky and Bill Keith to the nominating committee. Is that agreeable with you?
Sure.
Thank you. And what is the date of our strategic plan?
January 7th, and per our big decision last year to move from a 2-day event to a long Saturday, that's a Saturday, so no obligations on Friday afternoon, the 6th. We'll start at 10 and go to 2. We have the room from 9 till 3:30, I think?
4.
4,
Something
yeah,
like that.
So it'll be a good day, a lot of fun.
January 7th.
Yeah, first
10 to,
At
10
our
to
age.
3.
10 to 3.
10 to 3 is just what I put in my
10
calendar.
to 3. Let's say 10 to 3.
I don't know why.
And I think I have everybody now for, I had sent out a bunch of events. So I know that Vicki and Dick and Bill Bowie are not available for these October events. The 15th, the Alley Project, no, Saturday 15th, okay. And then I have Paul, Lisa, Bev, and Shane attending the Arts Awards on October 28th. And they will be joined there by staff and many elected officials. And one of the honorees is Mark Boucher, so be sure to cheer loudly for Mark. I think if the editor was happy with it, I'll be sending greetings from Hawaii
Oh, wow.
on film, congratulating Mark and saying hello to all my friends who are stuck in Cap 1 for instead of beach in Hawaii.
You gonna record it from there?
When Mark did, they record all of the awardees. Channel 16 does a little interview, tribute film kind of thing, and they let me say some kind words about Mr. Boucher. And they were all kind. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. The October meeting of the Western Community Center Board of Governors is now adjourned.